to draw the attention of the people in the world, which is a new discovery. Egypt has lots of discoveries everywhere, every day, but nothing is promoting them now. A new discovery will attract people. And then we can start inviting the people to come back. But the number one fact is safety, security.
Again, you're speaking about security.
Look, in order to have tourism back, security.
It's number one issue.
Number one. And the tourists should be very comfortable. I cannot hold an event, and at night I have a curfew. That was my only objection, and that's why I did not attend, because I said, let's wait till the curfew is over, and then we can do it. The pyramid is there, the Sphinx is there, they're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And you need to understand one thing. We are a country that write history for years and years, thousands of years. We've been writing history. Even on the 30th of June, and I'm going to borrow a word that was said in the Congress of the United States by the representative from Texas, Louis Gohmert, who was here recently, and he said very nice things about Egypt. He says the Egyptians did not go out in the street 30 millions only. No, they wrote history. We're still a country that we write history, and people listen and teach it in their schools. Everybody commented on that event on the 30th of June. It was an amazing thing. The pictures, the planes, whoever was not there, no matter how much you see it on TV, it's totally different. And I hope that we start getting ready now, because we have a big problem in Egypt. We get ready for the thing the night before. I think we should start getting ready now for the event of the 30th of June 2014 from now or yesterday. We should do this and promote. Let's do the biggest dining table in the world on the bridge.
Well, speaking about promotion, and this is what I want to ask Mr. Ahmed, how can we promote to our domestic tourism? It's one of the most important, we have one of the most important archaeological sites and monuments in the world.
Well, actually the tourism minister, I think they have they reduced the prices of the aeroplanes, I think 50%, and they're trying to promote it to the domestic people, the people who didn't see the Sharm el-Sheikh or Hurghada or whatever. They're reducing the prices for them to go and visit the different sites in the whole of Egypt. I think this is a good thing for the Egyptians to go and see their own country, but still the prices are very high for the people to go. And even if these people are going to go, they are not going to cover all these hotels. I mean, these hotels are, there is investment of 14 million pounds spent on tourism all over the world. I mean, all over Egypt. So it's not these people, the Egyptians, that are going to go and cover instead of the tourists. So I think we start first by having a secure country, and at that time we start preparing ourselves, cleaning up everything, teaching everybody. Tourist guides must start refreshing their knowledge. As Mr. Batouty said, there is also some monuments that was not opened in the past. We start opening them and making big events, introducing the new monuments for the people to come and see, and try to create new destinations in Egypt. And by then, after everything is secure, the people will come by themselves. We are not going to need to do anything else.
Okay, Mr. Waleed, Mr. Ahmed spoke about opening new monuments and discoveries. Maybe speak about discoveries in Egypt. Well, Egypt has opened the public tombs for the leading pharaohs like Tutankhamun at Saqqara in south of Cairo. How far this is important for tourism?
Can I go first to the domestic first? I just want to make one point over here.
Yeah.
Why always when we have a problem in Egypt, then we start thinking of domestic tourism, because they would save the industry of tourism. You know what? We need to be loyal to them all year round, all the time. But we cannot, every time we have a problem, then we say, oh, domestic tourism. Where is the Arabs? Then why is that? If we have a steady price, or a set price to them, and a great treatment, okay, you will have the Egyptians as a backbone all the time. That's as an Egyptian, because sometimes I take my family and I travel domestically. I go to Sham, I go to Hurghada. We want it to be reasonable, and we want the treatment to be the same. That's a big drawback, okay? And we never thought of internal or domestic tourism unless we have a problem. We only talk about it when we have, but when the tourism is in the peak or the high, then we do that. Number one, in promoting tourism and opening, you need to synchronize between the Ministry of Tourism and the Ministry of Antiquities. We have sites that was not closed and there was no publicity on it, such as you said, the new tombs in Saqqara. Right now, they date back to the New Kingdom, and there's 8 of them over there. Beautiful. Even abroad, nobody knows anything about them. And I don't know if maybe I'm talking a different language. Now we're speaking in English, and other TV shows I spoke in Arabic. So I'm sure there's someone in this government, starting from the minister or the president to the minister, anyone. I think they should understand this. We need to do something smart to get the people. I'm speaking slow so they would understand. Let's have a contest, and the price is £1 million or $1 million, whatever. There's lots of businessmen over here. Don't want to mention their names because it could be a promotion. I'm sure they're willing to put up the money and invite the world photographers from all over the world. They will come and have a competition among them on taking nice pictures. There was 2 Russian guys. They went over the pyramid. They climbed. That was illegal to do that, but they took wonderful pictures. Let's bring those guys in and have a competition. You have to understand, each and every one of them is a freelance, and he puts his pictures to different magazines and newspaper and everything. They're gonna go and promote their pictures that they've won a prize with it in Egypt. We're gonna put Egypt back in an indirect way, okay? A country spent $250 million to tarnish our name and to destroy everything. Very vicious. I mean, they're very vicious. Okay, let's fight it in another way, and let's be smart. We can do this. My colleague Akram Allam, who I don't want to steal his idea, but that was his idea. My colleague Akram Allam came with a great idea. He says, let's paint all Egypt airplanes with, we have a plane that's called Nefertiti. All right, let's do it all Nefertiti. There's a sticker, and I believe somebody from the aviation says it costs 70,000 pounds. So what? So what, 70,000 pounds? 70,000 pounds, you use it in maintenance for your car. There's another plane called Nefertari. Okay, imagine.
We have a plane with these names?
Yes, all the planes in Egypt Air has these names. Nefertari, Nefertiti, Cleopatra. Imagine those when they're flying all over Europe and China and Russia and the United States, and they in the tarmac in the airports. I remember in lots of places.
It's a promotion for itself.
It's a promotion. We're standing at the airport, and then you see, if I may say the name, Disney plane. Then you stand, and the glass is behind you, the plane is right there, and then you ask someone to take your picture. And then you say, I'm in the airport so-and-so, but you're showing the plane behind you. That's a way of attraction. Let's be smart. Let's think out of the box. If we keep thinking in the old way, we will never go there. I assure you this, 100%. We need to move. We had a year of bad promotion. Every one of these guys took us back 10 years back. One, he said he's going to cover the pyramid with wax. I really don't know how. I wish they get him out of jail and he tell us the technique now, how he was going to do it. All this bad publicity that was done to Egypt, we need to show the people we have moderate.
We need to erase all of this bad publication. But first of all, Mr. Ahmed, raising the awareness about the normal people in the street, about the importance of our monuments. We see when we go to any archaeological site or any place where there are monuments, museum for example, we see the small kids are writing on the monuments.
Yeah, well actually what we are thinking of, we're going to make a big campaign also, not only with the Ministry of Tourism, but what I am thinking of, I'm going to go to the Ministry of Education, and I'm going to ask the Minister of Education to give us the chance in coordination with the tourist guides. The tourist guides now are sitting at home doing nothing. And I think if we ask them to give us like 100 tourist guides to go all over the schools of Egypt to give a class of how you should deal with your monuments, how you should deal with the tourists. This is a very good educational part. If we can make this campaign together along with the tourist guides to provide us with these people, to send them all over, not only to the English or German or French speaking schools, but I would like to do it with even the government schools. So I think this is my next step. It's not only the cleaning, but to educate all the children. The schools will open on the 21st, and I hope that I can come to an agreement with the Minister of Education to give us the chance to send all these tourist guides to give lectures to all the children from year 5, I mean 5 years old, until high school, to tell them what is a tourist and how valuable he is. The money that comes out of tourism is like more than 14 billion pounds. So I think it's time for us to know that this is our future. It's not only the Suez Canal. Suez Canal is equivalent to the tourism. All these hotels and everything in Egypt, they are working through, I mean, even the mineral water. Mineral water, if they used to sell before with 100 pounds, now they sell for 40 pounds. Why? Because the rest was consumed by the tourists coming to these hotels. It's not only the tourist that comes to see the pyramids and so on. There is a lot of people serving this sector, and I think for 3 years they didn't get a penny. Most of them sold their houses, sold their lands, sold whatever, and they don't have enough money to support them. So I think it's time for us to find a way now to work on something that will help us in the future, not to sit and weep on, you know, things that we cannot help.
Okay, but first of all, we need to know the problems facing the tourist guides.
Well, lots of problems. I just want to say one thing, and then I'll tell you the problems. How about if we give it a try? Okay, I'm willing to offer this. I'm not speaking of my syndicate or any of the groups that has been formed. I'm talking about a number of guides who's my friends. We're willing to go, not this Friday, so we could have some time, or the Friday after. No, the Friday after, okay? We set, after the Friday prayer, a tour to the Egyptian Museum, where if the Minister of Antiquities can hear us now, or somebody convey the message to him, he makes it open that day for free for the Egyptians. And me and another 50 of my colleagues, we are willing to go to the Egyptian Museum and take groups of 20s. So multiply the number, it will be a big number. And we give it a try. And we give the tour to the Egyptians the same way we give it to the tourists. And see the outcome. You know, you don't film us, but film the Egyptians when they come out, and they'll be very proud of their country, because the Egyptian tourist guide, not because I'm one of them, but we are some of the best in the world. And the ones I'm talking about are real, genuine. Those are the people who has been suffering for 3 years, but they still want to help, and they still want to do. And they will do the time. They're going to drive to Tahrir Square, they're going to pay park.